Welcome to the Late Night Show. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything is all right. I'm your host, Andrew Dick. All right. What's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin? We begin with the news of the EHAS. Remember the form that you have to sign, that you have to fill in when you're coming back to St. Martin? Well, it ceased to exist very soon, and it's going to be replaced with an automated information form for whenever you enter back into St. Martin. The reason why they're keeping it on board is because they need to know the numbers, how people are traveling, coming to St. Martin, going from St. Martin, and so on, so they could have a more accurate information as to how many people are coming in into the island, okay? So each its own. Now, of course, there was a recent drama when it comes to the workers who were working for this EHAS project. Of course, it happened during the whole COVID situation, and contractors, freelancers, however you want to call them, were hired by the government like a casino, basically, because they didn't have no contract. They had an agreement, and they had to give billable hours, the invoice for the time that they spend, and so on and so on. Of course, some workers were very upset when they were told that the project has come to an end, so they no longer need the services. They expect the government to continue having them on either in the Ministry of Health or somewhere else, because they've been working hard with the EHAS for quite some time, and they get used to it, and they want to keep their income coming in. The only problem is when you have the Minister of Everything, and that is, of course, Minister Omar Ottley, who is the Minister of VSA and also the acting Minister of TIAT, and you're going to go and blast him every single where that he is abusing the workers of the EHAS. You're going to go after the wrong minister because he don't play. The man reached into the Council of Ministers press briefing today, and he just went off. He played voice note. He play and he tell them what he had to tell them, exactly what's on their mind, because nobody coming for Minister of Everything, Omar Ottley. Nobody. The soccer garden man come out of him. You don't believe me? This is what happened in press briefing today.
These persons work based on an hourly approach. Of course, when they were hired, everyone expected normal, you would be expected to work 40 hours. But if they work 15 hours, their invoices that they submit to government, keyword invoices, stated 15 hours. If they work 5, their invoices stated 5 hours. They were in charge of their own taxes. They were in charge of their own medical. The apparatus was a service agreement as a consultant. Employees does not submit invoices. Now, unfortunately, we have been faced with backlash from 2 members of former members of the EHAS that don't agree with their dismissal. First of all, it was an agreement, a mutual agreement to part ways for the project. Then it's being said that they were forced. No one was forced. It was clearly explained to them. And in a voice note that was illegally recorded by one of these persons, unknowingly to my staff and sent, I would like to play it because I didn't record it. They recorded the voice note. And here, I would like to play this.
Next stage, right? Yeah. So that's what we do. And I think that it was never long-term. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. It ain't no surprise. Yeah, we know from the beginning. So it was a project and it's going to end too. Yeah.
So for those that don't understand, that is the person now that is, I guess, filing a dispute stating it's not a secret. We know from the beginning that this was a project and it was coming to an end. That is the person that recorded the meeting. I have another piece I would like to play.
Look, all of them, every one of them, they can say what they want. They all know that this project was coming to an end. This is true. This letter confirmed that it's coming to an end. So if you don't say, okay, no, let me try to find something else in the time being, that's up to you.
So for those who don't understand, he's saying all of them could be upset if they want, but everyone knew this project was coming to an end. The letter clearly shows us that this project was coming to an end. This was recorded in September. The letter he speaks about is a letter from June 2022, in which they were notified that due to budget constraints, that EHAS will have to come to an end eventually. The budget went from 1-point-something million to 500,000. That's the cuts, and eventually has to come to an end. Here you have it right here, the persons acknowledge that from the beginning, they knew that it was a temporary project based on COVID, and acknowledge that the letter of June gave them advance time to look for something else. And he himself said, whoever is upset is crazy because we all knew. See, I'm not here to throw anyone under the bus, but my name is my name. My name is all I have. And when you try to defamation of character, I have to answer. I have to show that I in no form or means took advantage of anyone.
Okay, from one soccer garden man to the Dutch Quarter lady. And that is, of course, the Prime Minister of St. Martin, Severa Jacobs, who had to school me today in the Council of Ministers press briefing when I asked her the legitimacy of the government that we have now. Do we have support for the government in Parliament, yes or no? Are 8 or more members of Parliament supporting the Jacobs 2 cabinet, yes or no? Well, teacher Silly had to bring me to school today, and she was as feisty as always.
You know, thank you for that question. I don't usually entertain political questions here. And I know you always do try, but I see the importance of clarifying something as an educator. Sometimes I get knocked for it, but I think every opportunity to enhance understanding of how our systems work is a good one for the people of St. Martin. And we do not want people to be bamboozled because they do not understand how the system works.
She just called me dumb. She just called me dumb.
What happened in Parliament on Monday is to Parliament's account, and it was a proposal made by a member to change the chair of Parliament. It has nothing to do with the support of the Parliament for government. Had we had a similar type of vote for the laws, then we would have a challenge, then we would have a problem. So there was full support, almost 12 of the 15, I believe, voted for the laws. A government has support, can be deemed it doesn't have support if it cannot govern. So we needed those laws to be passed to be able to govern. And so I have no concern with, let's call it the politics that is going on at Parliament at the moment, as we have a majority support still to this moment. So if someone knows something I do not know, then I guess I will hear about it. But up until now, the support for the government remains intact. And that was shown with the vote that was passing the law that was actually on question for that day. We do have other laws coming up, and we are ready to go to Parliament based on that support to get those laws enacted in the interest of the people of St. Martin, which also includes the budget. I hope that's clear.
It was just a question. Just answer the question.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you're saying I don't understand, or the people don't understand. It's the condescending tone of the Prime Minister is what gets to me. I just don't understand how a simple question, it's either you have support or you don't have support. According to you, you have support because the good members of the opposition assisted the coalition that's supposed to be 8 with more votes, because 12 people voted for the 12.5%, the law that was passed. However, the plan of the coalition to remove the chairlady of parliament did not happen. So there is nothing wrong with that, and we're just going to act as if it's a normal day in St. Martin.
I hope that's clear.
All righty then. Thank you so much for watching the Late Night Show. We are about to begin. Sit back, relax, and yeah, let's go.
Are you ready to represent your side as JW3 Jam Where We Want presents versus Part 2? Who are you rolling with? A head-to-head battle of rhythm, bass, and drive, all in one night, featuring from AXA Anguilla, Latest and Exodus HD.
Say it with your chest, oh yes!
And from Sugar City Sing Kicks, none other than Grandmasters. With a round 1 matchup of St. Martin's very own official band,
The Ding Style
versus No Limit.
Impressive.
Plus DJ Big Boss and Maestro versus King Kimbe and Sexer. It all goes down at APS Parking Lot, also known as Tellem's Parking Lot, on Saturday, October 22nd from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Tickets are $15 for early bird, $20 in advance, and more at the gate. Tickets are available via the K-Band app. Picture the studio on the Bush Road and at Van Dorp in Madam Estate. JW3 on Saturday, October 22nd presents versus Part 2. Who you rolling with?
Flawless victory.